Hey everyone, I'm Brian with Aromacup.com. Thanks as always for joining me here in my virtual coffee shop brought to you by Aromacup.com. In today's video, I'm going to give you an exclusive overview and review of the Keurig VUE v600 single-serve brewer. We've talked about the big brother of this machine in the past, the v700, and there's some different options on this machine over the v700. You can check that video out here on our channel if you would like. But we're going to give you an overview of this machine because there are some things that are a little bit different and just let you get to know it in depth. So let's dive right in and talk first about what comes in the box for the Keurig VUE v600 single-serve brewer. There's not much in the box for the v600 in all honesty. You get the v600, of course, and all of the different parts that attach to it, which is namely just the water tank. And then you have your manual and documentation. Now, one thing I did notice is that there were no view packs, there was no sample view pack in the box with the v600. And I think that maybe you're supposed to get some kind of sample pack to go with the machine, but we did not get it. Now I do notice that in the documentation for the v600, there's a lot of notes about if you register your machine online, you'll get a special free surprise gift. I don't know what that would be, but I'm willing to bet that that would probably be some view packs. So you're not going to get any view packs to get started when you purchase the machine in the box. You're going to need to get some view packs to go with it. So that was a little bit of a drag initially, but I have a feeling if you bought this and you registered it online, that's probably what you're going to get. I could be wrong, but I think that's what you're going to get. So that's all that comes in the box. Let's dive right in and talk about the functions and the features on this machine. Let's start as we always do from the bottom and move up on this coffee machine. Very straightforward down here on the tray. The v600 has a removable tray, just like what we've seen in pretty much every other single-serve coffee machine. Lets you brew into larger tumblers, mugs, things like that. It's real easy to clean and take apart, which is nice. You're probably going to want to clean this daily. And it's very easy to remove, which is also quite nice because I've encountered some machines where it's quite hard to get that tray out. You have a 74-ounce water tank that is real easy to fill if you leave it on the machine. You can just take the lid off, leave the tank connected, and then that way you are able to simply fill that tank. It's a real great sized tank, I have to say, which is nice. There's not a filter currently on this tank. I do believe that you can put a filter onto this water tank. However, it's just an optional item which you can add. So if that's something you want to do, you can do that. As always, we suggest that you use filtered or distilled water in your machine in order to make sure that you don't get too much lime scale built up. 74-ounce water tank. Let's move over here just to my left. We have the brew station. Real simple and straightforward, and we'll talk about making use of it in a moment, but the VUE machines are pretty much no-brainers when it comes to brewing. They're really easy to use. They open, you put in a pod, you close it, and then you have your brew button here on the top. Your power button is also on the top, and of course your main power line on the back. Let's zoom in and we'll talk about the screen on the v600 because it is a touch screen and we want to show you all the different options on it. Let's talk about the screen on the v600. That the touch screen on the v600 is monochrome. It's sort of a dark blue, but it's not a color touch screen. That said, it still operates really easily. It's very easy to just touch a different option. Let's open this and put it into brew mode. So you can see when I put the machine into brew mode, I get immediately, it defaults to coffee and tea, and I can choose the strength of my brew, regular or strong. And I'm just touching very lightly with my fingernail right now, and that's really easy to use, which is nice because I have found that some touchscreens just don't respond very well to touch. I also have the option to brew over ice. Click on that, and you're going to see the option for coffee. Again, choose your regular or strong option. Tea or other, choose the size of your cup, and you also have cafe. This is for being able to make frothed milk drinks using the v600. So all of these options put together give you the ability to just immediately start brewing. Now if you want, the machine, as I say, is going to default. Remember that you brew coffee, remember the cup size that you like to use, and then you can just start brewing, so you don't need to fiddle about with the touch screen too much. But if you are brewing and you want to adjust your cup size, just simply click on the plus or the minus buttons. You see we can do up to 18 ounces. It can go all the way down to 4 ounces, which is very small. All of these options will allow you to vary the flavor of your coffee. And of course, additionally, you have the option to select regular or strong, which will cause for the machine to take a little longer on the brew process, give you a stronger brew of your beverage. So you can see it's very easy to use. I really like the touchscreen because I really don't have to press on it very hard. It's very, very simple. It's very responsive, and it feels almost sort of clicky. It's a very good capacitive type of screen right here. And I personally really think that's a great touchscreen, especially for being on a coffee machine, which lets you know we're in the future. We have touchscreens on coffee machines. How cool is that? Let's go ahead and brew using the V600. Now, of course, you can do all types of beverages with this machine. We'll talk about those. I'm going to do the one that's the most complex and probably what most people are going to really be interested in, which is being able to brew a latte using the V600. So I have, these are part of a kit, and I have right here the vanilla latte, the step 1 Vue pod, and this is just the vanilla latte frother. And then I have the vanilla latte house blend coffee. This is step 2. So I'm going to show you how this works because, again, it's a 2-step process with the machine. Let's start off first off by just simply opening up the brew basket here on the machine. We're going to take step 1, the frother, pop that Vue pack into the machine, and now we're going to close this up, puncture that pack. Now I'm going to use a large tumbler, so I'm going to remove the tray. All right, so now I'm ready to brew. Now what I need to do is choose the cafe option on the machine. And immediately, again, it's going to default to step 1, which is frothing. So there's not really any customization that I do here. I just press cafe on the screen. Now I press the brew button. Now, because I am using the cafe option on this machine, it knows to apply a certain amount of pressure, a certain type of pressure, in order to give me that froth. You can see I'm getting actually a froth here, which is cool because all this is, in all actuality, is just powdered milk and flavoring inside of that Vue pack. It's real quick to brew because all it does is use 4 ounces of water. Any more than that, you probably lose flavor. So now that we've done that, we can move on to step 2. We're going to open up the brewer and we're going to take out our now spent Vue pack, drop in step 2. Okay, so now we're all set. The machine immediately defaults to step 2 on the touchscreen, but it gives me the option to choose coffee or tea/other, so hot cocos, things like that. I'm just going to use coffee, so I'm going to touch coffee on the machine. And now I can choose my brew size. I'm going to bring this up a little bit. And in this case, it allows me to only go up to the 6-ounce option. So again, whole purpose here is to keep the flavor as strong as possible. If we dilute that a lot, we're going to lose that flavor and not have that cafe-style drink that we want. So I'm going to move this up to the biggest size I can do, which is 6 ounces. And I'll leave it on the strong setting this time, actually. And I'm just going to go ahead and press brew. Now the machine is all done brewing. It is very fast, which is great, and you do get that cafe-style specialty drink. And you can see it's a little big. I mean, I may have even gone with the 4 ounce on average here because I really like to have that flavor of a flavored coffee. But it is still quite a good beverage, I think. I've had a lot of these with the Vue packs. Let's test the temperature, because that's something I know that everyone always wonders about. Let's drop our trusty thermometer in here and let it do its job. And it looks like we're looking at about 170 degrees on our beverage temperature. That's pretty good. I mean, typically that's more than hot enough for your average coffee drinker. Now, I know some folks prefer to go up to somewhere around the 190 degree range. I haven't seen many single-serve coffee machines able to reach about 190 degrees. That's pretty hot. You know, again, this is powdered milk. So it's maybe not going to give you that full froth that you expect from a cappuccino or something like that. You're not going to get a ton of foam here. But for a single-serve machine doing everything all in the box and doing it all with one machine, I think it's quite good. Cleanup is really easy to do with these Vue machines. You can simply pop open the brew basket and remove your spent Vue pack. Something that was new when the Vue came out was the ability to actually recycle these Vue packs. Now, you don't recycle the foil that is on the top, but you can recycle the plastic part of the Vue pack. If you can recycle number 5 plastics in wherever you may live, you simply need to remove that foil from the top of the Vue pack. Each pack has this tab right here. You can pull on that tab, and this is actually going to remove the entire brew pack from the machine. After you have removed that, you can now recycle that VUE pack, which is nice. You could compost that coffee as well if you wanted to. So this does allow you to, certainly cut down on your overall footprint when it comes to how green you want to be about your coffee making. Of course, after that, you can simply dive in and start brewing another cup, or you can just get on your way, get on with your day, and continue moving along, have another cup of coffee when you get home, anything like that. That's how easy it is to use this machine. Again, as I say, you have a lot of other different brew options that you have access to when you're using a VUE. This is a very good all-in-one single-serve brewing option. Let's talk about pricing on the Keurig VUE v600 single-serve machine. You're looking at about $210, but if you want to save some money on this machine and VUE packs and just overall coffee accessories and machines in general, visit us at Aromacup.com. You can find coupons, ways that you can save money on machines just like the VUE v600. And of course, where to buy the VUE v600 single-serve machine, check out our links in the description of our video right here. Find some great ways that you can pick up this machine and add it to your own at-home coffee shop. Bottom line on the Keurig VUE v600 single-serve brewer is it's a great machine if you want to be able to brew all number of different beverages using one single-serve machine. It's got that removable 74-ounce water tank, which means you're not going to fill it up all the time. It's very easy to fill if you need to. You simply remove that lid. Of course, it has the removable tray to brew into larger tumblers, mugs, things like that. It's got that very simple brew basket, making it very quick and easy to brew just any kind of VUE cup that you're going to use with this machine. And of course, it has the touch screen, which gives you access to all the different features on the machine, makes it very easy to use, and gives you the access to those other types of beverages that you can brew using the v600. So overall, I say it's a great machine at $210. Not too bad, maybe a little bit pricey for some folks out there, but remember, this is going to get you into brewing all those different beverages, and you're going to be able to do it with that one machine. So if you're looking for a great one-stop shop, this is a good way to go. So there you go, guys. That's an overview and a review of the Keurig VUE v600 single-serve coffee machine. I hope you found it useful. As always, I thank you guys for joining me here in my virtual coffee shop brought to you by Aromacup.com. I'm Brian, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next time. If you have questions or comments, please feel free to leave them here on our video. We're always happy to talk coffee with you guys. I'll see you next time, and as always, enjoy your cup. Take care.